I was born and live on a small and vibrant island with a glorious spectrum of colors and cultures and an abundance of growth. This is my loft, my home of many years, and our lush historic park. When I first moved into this area, there was almost nothing but abandoned factories and warehouses. Other artists of all kinds and I worked hard to fix up vacant spaces in which to live and work. 32 years later, my neighborhood is one of the most expensive zip codes in New York City. But what about those who were not so lucky as we were in securing an affordable home?
Out here approximately 5 years now. I used to work for Con Edison. I worked there 14 years. To bring some joy. She's the bright spot in my life. You know? Right? Good girl. The thing is, people be a little more understanding. Some people, right away they call the authorities and they want to chase you, this and that. Instead of trying to help somebody, it's always easy to kick people when they're down, unfortunately. I never thought 6 years ago I'd be living in the vehicle, you know. But you never know, like life turns around, you know, the tables turn. You know. That's why Jackie Gleason once said, be nice to the people on the way up, it's going to be the same people on the way down. But it's true.
My name is Carl Leach, and I'm a homeless poet. After I went to Rutgers University, I flunked out, I got drafted, and I went on the run from the FBI for a number of years. And I went into the peace movement, and it was really, really chaotic. Running around the country, not knowing what to do or where to go. It's rough on-the-job training, but I managed to survive. Maybe more dead than alive, but I managed to survive. I'm trying to get it together and hope to get published as a poet and maybe a song lyricist. Another victim of Reaganomics of the Bush regime. With baseball players getting paid $15 million a year to play baseball and homeless on the street without a place to stay. A poem about George Bush. It's called Ode to the Great Beast. Deep down inside, a selfish pride, this man of anger does skillfully hide. Demanding peace at speech at least, he does conceal his inner beast. This man of the hour, with political power, says peace and love he intends to flower. Outwardly kind, but of single mind, but with no real love can one truly find. His secret plan to know the man, who his conscience or faith to stand, does in every age the prince of rage, fully usurps the world stage. And when it's too late to prevent the fate of this leader's course, it's perilous straight. It then becomes clear to world and fear that a great evil has blossomed here. Because evil has grown its earthly bridegroom, and many nations shall meet their doom. With all righteousness lost, this world holocaust, and erring mankind must pay the courts. This weight of great sin, this most evil end, men seeking of good must begin again. I feel it's a genocide program. Once you become homeless, that like takes away a whole lot of your confidence and puts a whole lot of stress or unnecessary stress upon you. It's like a war of attrition against the poor and undesirables.
My slave name is Mays, and I live out on the street. I've been homeless 5 years. And I used to be a famous man, but I fell from grace because I started using the social influences of the world. I started drinking and drugging, and I lost everything. I lost my apartment, I lost everything. I used to be a very famous man. I used to be a disc jockey. I used to be a studio engineer, and then I learned how to play golf. I used to tell the rich and the famous how to play golf. And Long Island, private Jewish clubs. They used to call me Willie Mays, I was so good. Yeah.
And what happened to you?
What happened, I came home one night and I had a date with a woman, and the woman turned me on to drugs and alcohol. And I've never been the same ever since. Now I just drink and drink. I can't stop drinking. Last night I slept on a church step in Harlem. I sleep on park benches, church step. I really live in Penn Station. That's where I really go to sleep at. That's all I got to say now.
My name is Marvin. I came from the Lower East Side. Life is alright for me because I know how to hustle myself, and that's my card over there. But it's not really that bad out here because I can go home, but I just don't go home. So when I feel like going home, I can go home. I got a family, I got a grandmother that lives on Greenwich Street. I can go over there anytime I want to.
Do you see her?
I see her all the time. Like my mother owns a yacht, but I don't always go to the yacht. This is what I choose to do. I like to be on my own. I don't like to work for nobody. There's one thing about me. I like to be by myself and do what I have to do. If you don't do that, you don't have no life. But I don't do no drugs. All I am is alcohol. That's all I am, alcohol. I eat. Me and my brother always cook all the time. We cook our food right down on Charlotte Street. We eat at 3 o'clock. Cook our breakfast. Not really breakfast, brunch. Then, when the evening time comes, we fix dinner. Then when it's time to go to sleep, we go to sleep right around that corner on Hutchins Street. And we mind our business. We don't bother nobody. I'm a very big hustler. I make $150 a day doing this. I'm very good at what I do.
What do you do? What do you do?
Pick up cans. That's cans on there. I pick up cans. But like you made a statement about if my grandmother died, I still got my mother. She owns the yacht. So I ain't got to worry about nothing. Then I got my father, he's a lawyer, he lives in Connecticut. I make $150 a day doing that. And I put the money in the bank. Because I have a bank account too. I don't like shelters because there's too many drugs and stuff going on in there. I don't do drugs. I don't want to be around that. See, the system is messed up because they know what's going on in there, but they're not doing the right thing to stop it. They want to bust you when they want to bust you. You should go in there and get them out of there so people that don't do it can go in there. You see, the community don't understand why people sleeping out. This is why we sleeping out here. It's a messed up system. Well, let's put it this way. You all need to gather up. Go down to City Hall and explain to Bloomberg about the system of the shelters. That's what you need to do. That's first priority. Then you got to get on the tax too. Because he's messing up himself. That's not surviving. Get you behind them, you gonna make you some money. That's easy to be done. You surviving. That's what I'm doing right there. I'm surviving. Making money. It's very hard to make money. I rollerblade, I got about 9 bikes. It's a freestyle. On the ramps, you can do all that. It's very hard to make money. Instead of breaking in cars and all this, that's not survival. All they're gonna do is end you up in jail. I don't break in cars. I don't have to. I got a pair of rollerblades on that car right now. I can park that car somewhere right now, get on the rollerblades, and put my music on and go where I gotta go.
name is Willard Davis. I was born February 16, 1945. Right now, I'm disenfranchised, considered homeless, considered a hopeless case in many facets of the society. Originally, I joined the service. I served 3 years during peacetime in Vietnam era. Once I left the service, I obtained a job on Wall Street where I worked there some period of time, and been involved in a lot of trades and a lot of unions. My last employment was with the city of New York with the Department of Parks. During that stint is when I got in a situation where I became homeless. I'd gotten in arrears on my rent, and I was summoned to the housing court. On the court date that I had, I went down to the courts, and when I arrived there, they explained to me, notified me that I should have been there the day before. Been a novice and not having knowledge of the legal system, especially the housing courts, I assumed they would either reschedule me or come back or whatever, but that never happened. Instead, what happened is one day I came home from a job at the Parks Department. I found a marshal's sign on my door. It said the property, had been confiscated or whatever term they use. Yeah.
Just, you're in some shadow. Just
Yeah, okay.
Just a little bit.
All right.
Back just a bit.
No, the sun's getting good, but the sun is moving in the right.
Yeah.
It's moving in the right direction now, so no problem.
Okay.
So since that day when I returned home from work and the marshal sign was on my door, I never had a chance to get any of my belongings in my apartment. All my belongings, everything. I never saw them again. I tried to go through the proper channels. It seemed like every door I knocked on, it didn't open. So instead of going on welfare, I started to recycle cans to support myself. This happened in I think 1992, and ever since that's how I have been supporting myself. A lot of the outreach people would come to me and ask me why don't I go to the shelter system. As long as I've been in the street, I hadn't met or seen anyone that they had actually helped. They might go in there for a while and they end up right back on the street. So finally one day, after being out recycling all night, I come back and I went like I normally do. I went to the store, deposited my returns, bought my food, and go back to a spot where I was to eat, and then get ready to do it all over again the next night. But this particular day when I got there was this police van pulled up with 2 police officers in it, and they said they were going to throw my property in, get a garbage truck, throw my property in it, and I wasn't going to be able to take nothing with me, so it didn't make no sense to me. So after they threw the property in the truck, what was I supposed to do now, And as far as he was concerned, it's like, well, you start over. I wasn't, as they say, feeling that, so I asked one of the officers to call one of the outreach group. They know me out here for over the years, and asked them if they could take me to the shelter. This is when I went into my first introduction into the shelter system. I spent about close to 2 years there, complied with all the rules, regulations, and on the basis that they were going to help me obtain a permanent place to stay. I had faith in the system that they was going to do what they said they would. So once that didn't happen, I felt like staying there and around all these sick people, getting ill from that, diseases. Because all the years I was in the street, I never got sick. So, once I started going around these people with these different illnesses and so forth, I start getting, sick. So I figured the best thing for me to do is get away from that situation. I don't prefer being in the street. In the street, you have to prepare yourself for the changes in the weather, but basically you stay healthy if you try to eat properly and clothe yourself properly. And one of the big factors with me when I was in the instruction system was I have no history of alcohol or drug use, and so therefore, like, you know, there's really no category for me to fit into. They consider me just someone that's able, but you know, just don't have the resources. I'm back in the streets, you know, and hopefully, well, I have an application in for Section 8 in public housing for over 2 years now, and you know, that's like seemed like eternity because nothing's happened with that either. So, but being Veterans Administration is basically the same situation. If you don't have a history of drug use or alcohol use, if you're eligible to be in a program that they are conducting, you know, you're no use to them, you know, because you're like a meal ticket to them, you know. It appears that what was rhetoric to me before is a proven thing now. So hopefully I'll reach say when I get my next birthday, which is about 4 months away, that it'll make me more eligible for getting permanent housing. But when I read the newspaper, people paying $3,000 for 2 bedrooms apartment, I don't see it. You know, I really don't see it. And you know, I know I've been out the workforce for a while, but if a person's paying that for rent, I wonder how much they're making a month or a year. And people got to pay that much for rent. And I don't know how they make that kind of money. You know, I don't understand it. I really don't. It seems as though anybody with a job that's equal to being born with a silver spoon in your mouth, apparently. But I don't give up hope, you know. And hopefully, like I said, I'll make it through this winter and to my next birthday. And hopefully, some of these promises will come through. Otherwise, I might have to travel to Hawaii and live my days out on the beach somewhere. And that is the truth. Because these winters has been too hard. They have been way too hard. So like I said, I have to do what I have to do for me because, like I said, I like preparing my own meals, having my own bathroom facilities because, like I said, I've experienced what goes on in the system, and when you got to share those, well, at least the bath facilities with other people, you better off in the street. A dog has it better when the people bring him out, trust me. So again, till we meet again, Godspeed. Cut.